Hello, everybody. Um, Welcome to another segment on Spiritology. And I just thought I'd give you a little spiritual tidbit today. And the name of this particular segment is called Patient Expectation. Patient Expectation. What brought this, gave me the idea for this segment is that today I was in traffic and it was rush hour and I was kind of on a side street waiting to turn right on a main street, and the traffic on that main street was flowing like a rapid river. The cars just kept coming, coming, and coming, and here I am waiting to turn on, and I started getting a little impatient. And it got to the point where there were so many cars coming and they were just zooming by so fast. I got to thinking, man, how many cars are in Austin anyway? I mean, there was so many cars and they never seemed to stop coming. And I'm sitting there waiting on this light to change, or for the cars to stop coming, whichever came first or whichever would come first. But the truth of the matter is, I kind of forgot the fact that I was waiting on a light to change. And I threw all my focus on the cars that just kept zooming by. And what happened is that my frustration began to mount because the amount of cars that were zooming by seemed endless, and to a point where it almost got a little overwhelming. And my frustration kept building, and I started getting lost in my frustration. And I got a little angry. But, as fate would have it, I say fate, but it's actually reality, and you're going to see why here in a minute. But something interesting happened. The light changed. I had the red light at first, and I was waiting on all these cars to go by so I could get onto the street, the main street, and to the point where I forgot that I was waiting on a light, as I said earlier, but the light did in fact change. It turned green. And when it turned green, the river of cars stopped flowing. And so I was able to turn onto the main street and go on about my business. And interestingly enough, I guess it goes without saying, my frustration went away. So I thought about that once I got to my destination. And I thought to myself, this could be a pretty good lesson in spiritology, patient expectation. What are you waiting on? Do you have somewhere to go, or do you have a goal or some kind of accomplishment that you really want to happen, but you're focused on the wrong thing or focused in the wrong area? I mean, are you focused on all those cars rushing by as opposed to patiently waiting? All I had to do was not necessarily focus on those cars, but all I had to do was shift my viewpoint and patiently wait for that light to turn green. And once that light turned green, it was my time to proceed to my destination. Once I got to my destination, I achieved my goal. So if you think about that, this applies to so many other things. It applies to our lives, on all sorts of levels. Your turn will come. All you got to do is shift your focus in the right direction, shift your focus in the spiritual direction, and that light will turn green for you. And you will be able to proceed without any hassle. You will be able to proceed without frustration, without anger. You will be able to proceed, and you will reach your destination and you will achieve your goal. But just have patient expectations. That's all you got to do. And thank you for listening. This is another segment of Spiritology. And again, my goal is to get 1,000 likes because I'd like to start reading from the books of Spiritology. Nevertheless, whoever bothered to listen or whoever decided to tune in and listen, I want to thank you again and say God bless.